G'day everybody. This evening I'm down in Wellington. There's the last supermoon of 2025. And you can see it's risen already in the background behind me. I was hoping to get a silhouette of an aeroplane as it comes down to land at Wellington Airport in front of the supermoon. So you can probably imagine the type of shot I'm after, where the moon is bigger than the plane, and hopefully the plane flies straight through the centre of the moon. Some pretty amazing shots out there. Whether they are all legitimate, I have no idea, but I thought I'd get out and try that this evening. And so initially I went a lot closer to the airport. I've got the 180 to 600mm lens. I soon discovered that that was way too big. So I've ventured a little bit further around the corner. Probably like 2 kilometres, and I'm really not that much further away, but I think this could be a better angle. Maybe better if there were a small plane coming. The next plane that's coming in is in about 20 minutes, and that's coming from Christchurch. And so I'm just going to hang out. The moon is going to get higher in the sky, and it should angle further away from where the planes are coming in, so that might mean that the planes are a bit smaller or further away from me, so when I zoom in, maybe, just maybe, they can fit inside the area of the moon. Fingers crossed. So in the preparation for this shot, I didn't really use too many sources. Photo pills told me when the moon was up, and so the angles that I should be at roughly, noting that the planes that have come in so far have just been a bit too high in the sky, or the moon a bit too low in the sky. I checked out the Wellington Airport website to see what arrivals were due, and of course flight radar tells me about what planes are in the air, and so between those three I've just been, I guess, crossing my fingers and yeah, anticipating the next shot. So I'm not even sure whether I should talk about settings. Basically we just want a shutter that can freeze the motion of the plane, and at the focal length of 600 would be ideal if the plane can fit inside the area of the moon, maybe with sort of a burst shutter mode, and ISO just has to be high enough to compensate for the f6.3 f-stop. The weather this evening is just perfect to be sitting out. It's nice and warm, there's barely a cloud in the sky, and the water is so calm, it has like that little skin of light. I've decided that I really need to fix my tripod, and there is quite a prominent wobble, and it's just these screws need to be tightened. Yes, you can see it wobbling a bit. A job for the weekend. So far this evening the planes have been coming in from the north, but this plane from Christchurch seems to be approaching from the south, which is really no good to me. So I'm just here waiting for the north end, because that's where the moon is, right? So fingers crossed that it might loop round. If not, then this evening is a bit of a flop. So the time is 9:07. In a few minutes, that Christchurch plane supposedly will touch down, so that's early. And there's a plane from Auckland due in about 15 minutes. So as I wait here for that Auckland flight, I'm sort of left wondering whether I should have moved back to the runway, assuming that it's going to come down on the northern end, because as the moon has moved around quite a bit, well, a few degrees, then there may be a greater chance to get the flight pass in front of the moon as it descends. Oh, and here it is now. Oh, how do you control this thing? Oh, and it's going to fly a little bit too low. That's a bugger. You can see it's going to be too low. Ah, well. It is landing from the northern end, so that's interesting. Ah, bugger. Right, well that's my evening done. I can conclude that I did not get the shot. So, there appears to be a plane coming in half an hour, around 9:40, and I might just, give this one a go. Oh, I don't really know. I'm going to change location, obviously, and head back closer to the airport. The moon will be a bit higher. Well, it's probably still on the wrong angle, but never mind. And the only other thing that's a problem, so from the south, look at that cloud. The cloud's coming in, but thankfully to the north it's still fairly clear. So it might be that that cloud just creeps in a little bit too much in half an hour. Yeah, I don't know. We'll give it one last go. Okay, so I've got about 15 minutes to move. I don't know what I've done in that last little bit of time, but I have a question. So if you happen to know what you would do differently, how you would set up the shot or calculate heights of planes or the moon, particularly here for Wellington, I'd love for you to let me know. So drop me a comment or make me a video. Alright, I better get on to the next location. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up the video there. I just wanted to say a big thank you for tuning in to this video. At this point, obviously I don't know whether those planes are landing from the north or the south, and so I'll put this video up anyway, and maybe some learnings from tonight, what I'll do differently next time. I hope you've all had a chance to photograph a full moon or a super moon this year, and if not, then perhaps make a plan to do that next year. But yeah, at this point from me, have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. Right, bye. Alright, welcome to the post-shoot studio. That is the car. We shall discuss all things photography fails as we try and shoot airplanes as a silhouette in front of the moon. So you would have seen that I got back to the other car park and that Auckland flight arrived from the north, which was probably the only thing that went well, other than I got a car park, the last one out of 5, so that was helpful. A bit of a squeeze to get out though, because dang, people just park too close together. Anyway, so I arrive with the 180 to 600mm lens. Clearly that wasn't going to work because the plane as it approached would have been just way too big. If it passed in front of the moon, I would not have seen the moon. If it had been day, I may have even seen the pilot. It's, I guess, how much zoom you would have had or how close the plane gets to that car park. Maybe it would have been better for me to stay in the location further around by the Coast Guard, but still, it's just a gamble really, isn't it? So I'm just going to put it down to a bit of bad luck, and you can tell me how I can plan this better in the future. So we might give this another go at some time. And I guess it's just for the record, it was a really nice day out. So nice just to kind of enjoy the nice still warm, I'm going to call it summer now, summer evening.